One of the very common questions I've been asked by Christians especially is, why do your women cover their hair in public? And the first response, the first reaction of mine to this question is, why doesn't your wife, or why doesn't your woman cover their hair when it is a clear teaching of the Bible, of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 6, where the Bible is teaching in the words of Paul that a woman who does not cover her hair should have her hair cut off. And I want to add that the Quran does not specifically state any way that women should cover their hair, but this is interpreted, but it's not explicit in the Quran, but it is interpreted and understood very clearly by the scholars to mean and to refer to the woman's body as well as her hair, and this is what the Muslim women have adopted until today. And so why I'm commenting on this is the Bible actually is more explicit in instructing women to have their hair covered, and if they don't, that their hair should be cut off. And not only that, what I find quite shocking about the Bible is the way and the purpose for why women should cover their hair. And I would like to comment on the purpose for this. In verse 7, the verse goes on in Corinthians chapter 11 verse 7, it says that for a man should not cover his head because he is the image and the glory of God, but the woman is the glory of man. So the reason a man is not supposed to cover his head according to the Bible, at least, is that he is the image and the glory of God, but the woman is his glory. And verse 8 goes on to say and elaborate on this and says, for man came before woman. And verse 9 says, man was not created for woman, but woman for man. And therefore, she should have a mark of authority on her head. A woman's scarf or headgear is actually a mark of authority, a mark of a man's authority, according to the book of Corinthians of the Bible, which is why it is flawed. But what the Quran actually teaches, why is there a dress code? Why are women instructed to dress modestly according to the Quran? Well, the Quran states, يا أيها النبي قل لأزواجك وبناتك ونساء المؤمنين يدنين عليهن من جلابيبهن. In chapter 33 verse 59, Surah Al-Ahzab, Allah says, O Prophet, say to your wives and your daughters and the women of the believers that they should draw down from their outer garments upon themselves. So notice how the Quran describes it. Draw down from their outer garments upon themselves. يُدْنِينَ عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ جَلَابِيبِهِنَّ ذَلِكَ أَدْنَى أَن يُعْرَفْنَ فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ. Why should they do this? This is more appropriate that they be recognized فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ, and therefore aren't harmed, and therefore aren't molested, and therefore aren't attacked or perpetrated against. The purpose of the modest dressing according to the Quran is for the protection of the woman, that they may be recognized as chaste women. And a scholar by the name of Dr. Zakir Naik explains this by an example which is contemporary, one that he uses to explain how indeed the hijab would protect a woman is that if a person who isn't well behaved and is a very indecent human being, and he happens to pass by, and a person who's prone to teasing or to commenting upon women's dress code, and this person happens to pass and see two women, one who is dressed modestly in the Islamic attire, and the other who is dressed in skinny, tight clothing, which one of them will he tease? So which one of them will he approach with his attempt of teasing, or whatever you may call it? And the answer is quite obvious. He would approach the woman who is dressed in a manner that is more revealing of herself. Well, what is amazing, I think, of the Quran, at least, is that it does not say negative things of women who do not cover their hair the way the Bible does. It does not instruct women to cover their hair as a mark of man's authority over them, as the Bible clearly does. So this is an amazing contrast between the Quran and the Bible. And so I think it's important for one to understand the purpose of, on the one hand, Muslim women covering themselves and dressing modestly, but also on the other hand, how Christians who often ask this question should know what the Bible actually teaches, that it also teaches that women should cover their hair, but obviously for different reason than that of Islam. May Allah guide us and reveal the truth of Islam to all of mankind. Thank you all. Assalamu alaikum.